Hello students, greeting to all. Welcome to the channel. Today we will be discussing MCQs of Chapter 1, Class 11, some basic concepts of chemistry. We will be doing questions related to significant figures, accuracy and precision, and molecular mass. And at the end, we will also be discussing some questions on assertion and reasoning questions in which most of the students face problem. So let's start. First question says that if measured temperature on Fahrenheit scale is 200 Fahrenheit, then the reading on the Celsius scale will be. That means in this question they have asked you the relationship between the Fahrenheit and the Celsius. So before explaining the question, we must revise few of the things. That is, we know that what is temperature? Temperature is nothing but degree of hotness or coldness of the object, and this degree of hotness and coldness of the object can be measured into three units. That is, first is your degree Fahrenheit, second is your degree Celsius, and third is the Kelvin scale. Make sure that you do not write degree Kelvin because it is a Kelvin unit. We do not use degree with the Kelvin. And also, out of these three units, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin scale. And the relationship that we have between the degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius is degree Celsius is 5/9 degree Fahrenheit minus 32, or you can remember it as that is degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 degree Celsius plus 32. And the relationship between degree Celsius and Kelvin is degree Celsius is Kelvin minus 273.15. So coming back to the question, they have been given the temperature in degree Fahrenheit. So we have 200 degree Fahrenheit and we have to convert it to degree Celsius. So the relationship is that is degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 degree Celsius plus 32. We will put 200 here under the degree Fahrenheit. Then we have 9/5 degree Celsius plus 32. We'll take this 32 here plus here, so it will become minus. So 200 minus 32 is 9/5 degree Celsius. That is 168 into 5/9 is degree Celsius. After solving, we have 93.33 degree Celsius. So the answer is C part. Now coming to the next question, we have which one of the following data has only 4 significant figures. So before doing the question, we must know what are significant figures. Significant figure of a number are the digits. मतलब नंबर के अंदर वो वाले digits that are reliable and absolutely necessary, means they are important to indicate the quantity of something. That means we cannot ignore those numbers. We cannot leave those numbers. We have to consider those digits of that particular number. So the first number we have is 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. So this is a number which is given in the scientific notation, and the scientific notation is n into 10 raised to power n, where capital N lies between 1 to 10, and this n is the power or the exponent. In such kind of a numbers, the number of significant figures is, that is, the answer is we have 4 significant figures in the first option. Second, we have 285. So we have all the non-zero numbers are significant. So the number of significant figures are 3. C part is 0.0025 liters. So in this we have 2 significant figures. Why we have two significant figures? All the zeros before the first non-zero numbers. फर्स्ट नॉन जीरो नंबर इज 2, उससे पहले जितने भी जीरो आ रहे हैं उसको हम कंसिडर नहीं करते सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स के अंदर. एंड डी पार्ट इज 0.200 ग्राम. And we have zeros after decimal. See, all the zeros before the first non-zero number. मतलब पहले नॉन जीरो नंबर से पहले जितने भी जीरोज आ रहे हैं उसको हम कंसिडर नहीं करेंगे. बट ऑल द जीरोज आफ्टर द नॉन जीरो नंबर आर कंसिडर्ड एज सिग्निफिकेंट. मीन्स ये वाले जीरो हम कंसिडर करेंगे लेकिन ये वाला जीरो हम कंसिडर नहीं करेंगे. तो कितने सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स हुए? 3. बट क्वेश्चन में पूछा है कि which of the number have 4 significant figures. The answer is A part. Next we have the number of significant figures in 10.3406 grams. So we know that all the non-zero numbers are considered to be significant, but if the zero is coming between आर कमिंग बिटवीन टू नॉन जीरो नंबर्स, जैसे ये वाला जो जीरो आ रहा है वो 1 और 3 के बीच में आ रहा है, तो ये वाला जीरो कंसिडर किया जाएगा. मीन्स इट इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट, इट इज सिग्निफिकेंट. एंड ये वाला जीरो 4 और 6 के बीच में आ रहा है, तो ये भी कंसिडर किया जाएगा. सो टोटल नंबर ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स इज 1 2 3 4 5 6. सो द आंसर इज 6. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज A refers to the closeness. Means we have some value A which basically refers to the closeness of various measurements for the same quantity. What does this line mean? This line means that ki suppose we have done some kind of experiment and during that experiment we have taken 2 to 3 values. मतलब हमने एक ही एक्सपेरिमेंट को 2 से 3-4 बार किया है और जितनी भी हमारे पास वैल्यूज आई हैं वो सब आस पास आई हैं. दैट मीन्स A refers to the closeness. मतलब जितने भी आपके रिजल्ट्स आए हैं वो सारे के सारे आसपास आए हैं सेम क्वांटिटी के. बट द बी इज बेसिकली बी एक ऐसी कोई वैल्यू है उसी पर्टिकुलर एक्सपेरिमेंट की जो कि ट्रू वैल्यू, एक्चुअल वैल्यू के क्लोज में है, जो एक्चुअल रिजल्ट है हमारा उसके क्लोज में है. सो आपसे पूछा है कि A और B जो है रिस्पेक्टिवली कैसी फिगर्स. वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ प्रिसिजन एंड accuracy. So we will understand the concept of precision and accuracy by target board experiment. For example, we have this target, ठीक है, and some person is putting shots here. So you can see that कि all the values are coming very close to each other. That means if the values are coming very close to each other, अपने आसपास आ रही हैं, तो ये क्या हुआ? This person is precise, but it is not coming to this target, this area. So this person is not accurate. We have another person which is hitting the target board, but that person is hitting here. He is hitting anywhere, so this person is not precise. He is not even targeting here. That means he is not even targeting on the accurate place. That means this person is not accurate. But let's suppose that same person is hitting exactly here. That means all the values, all the measurements are precise also, and all the measurements are accurate also, means they are in agreement with the true value. And the last case could be that the person has hit some of the values inside the target area and some of the values around the target area. Although each of the values are not close to each other, सारे जो येलो मार्क है वो आसपास नहीं है तो इसलिए वो प्रिसाइज नहीं है, बट सम ऑफ द वैल्यूज आर नियर द एक्यूरेट एरिया, सो दिस पर्सन इज एक्यूरेट. सो जब आपकी वैल्यूज आसपास आएंगी तो आप प्रिसाइज होंगे. अगर आपकी वैल्यूज आसपास भी आ रही हैं और टारगेट के पास भी आ रही हैं तो आप प्रिसाइज भी होंगे, एक्यूरेट भी होंगे. So in this question it has been given that कि एक a जो है एक ऐसी वैल्यू है जो आसपास आ रही है, दैट मीन्स a इज प्रिसाइज, एंड b एक ऐसी वैल्यू है जो ट्रू वैल्यू के पास आ रही है, दैट मीन्स b एक्यूरेट है. सो द आंसर इज C. So the next question says that the least count of the instrument is 0.01 centimeter. Now before doing this question you should know what is the least count. It is considered to be the possible error in any instrument. For example, we take a practical example. Suppose you have a weighing machine and the needle of the weighing machine is exactly on 0, and if the person stands on it to weigh its weight and the weight comes out to be 56 kg, so this is the accurate measurement. But let's suppose we have another machine but the middle of the weighing machine is not exactly at the 0 without the weight. This is 0 but it is somewhat little ahead of 0. That means there is some kind of error in the machine, and that error is nothing but the least count. Let's suppose ये जो है पहले से ही plus 0.1 kg का difference दिखा रही है. So if a person stands on it, ये measured weight है, then the actual weight will be, that is measured weight minus this error. That means you will minus 0.1, that is the actual weight of the person is 56 kgs. Let's suppose the needle is not ahead but it is somewhat behind the 0. This is the 0 and there is somewhat difference of, again let's suppose 0.2 kg, but it is on the left hand side, so we will take it as minus, and if a person stands on it is coming out to be 56.1. ऑलरेडी मेजर्ड वेट कितना आ रहा है 56.1, बट एक्चुअल वेट क्या होगा फिर, मेजर्ड वेट प्लस द लीस्ट काउंट, दैट मीन्स 56.1 plus 0.2. The actual weight of the person is 56.3 kg. So the least count of the instrument is 0.01 centimeter. Taking all the precautions, the most possible error would always be equal to the least count. So the answer is nothing, 0.01 centimeter. That is the C part. So the next question is, that is, which of the following statement about the molecular mass is correct? So the first statement says that molecular formula shows exact number of different types of atom present in a molecule. For example, the molecular formula of sodium sulfate is this, that is Na2SO4, and it shows exact number of different atoms. So we have sodium. How many atoms are there? 2. We have 1 sulfur atom and we have 4 oxygen atoms. This statement is true. Molecular formula can be obtained from empirical formula. Yes, it can be obtained from empirical formula if we have the molar mass known. And the next is that the percentage composition of the compound can be calculated from its molecular formula. Yes, we will be discussing such topics in the coming videos because I will be discussing more of MCQs on the same chapter. So this statement is also true. So the answer is that all the above statements are correct. Next question is, that is the weight of one molecule of compound C60H122 is. आपको one molecule का पूछा, तो हम सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, we will find the molecular mass of C60H122 is nothing but 60 into 12, because one carbon atom weighs 12 plus 122 into 1, it comes out to be 720 plus 122 is equal to 842 gram per mole. This is a weight of 1 mole of a compound. So we know the relation, that is 1 mole of C60H122 is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 molecules is equal to molar mass. The question says that we need to find the mass of one molecule. आपको बोला हुआ है कि इतने molecules का जो weight है, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 molecules is equal to 842 gram per. So one molecule of C60H122 is equal to 842 upon min 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 gram per mole, which comes out to be, after calculation, that is 139 into 10 raised to power minus 121 grams, which is approximately equal to 1.4 into 10 raised to power minus 21 grams, and the answer is this, that is C. The next type of questions that we need to start is the assertion and reasoning question. In this, we will be given two statements. One is assertion and one is reason statement. And after considering both the statements, we have to choose our answer from the given options. If one of the statement is false, be it assertion or reason, then the possible options could be C or D. The problem comes when both are correct. Then for that, what we need to do is that then we need to find the relationship between assertion and reasoning statement. How do we do that? Let's suppose, first of all, what we need to do is that we need to consider assertion statement as an individual statement, assign it as a true or false statement. Then again, what we need to do is that कि reasoning statement को भी हम as a true या false statement को assign कर देंगे, whether it is true or false. The problem comes here is that, let's suppose both the statements are true, then the options could be A option or B option. That is, the option could be this option or this option. Now, how do we assign whether the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion or reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion? For that, we need to add because in between. Read both the statements together using because in between. And if both the statements together make some sense, then it is a first option. But if the second statement does not make sense with the first statement, then it is option number B. Let's start by taking an example, that is assertion. We have to consider the statement assertion at one time, that is significant figures in 0.200 is 3. So yes, it is correct. Whereas in 200 it is 1. Yes, this is also considered to be correct because zeros after the non-zero digit are insignificant. That means the assertion statement is true. Now we have to consider a reason statement. It says that 0 at the end or the right of the number are significant provided they are not on the right hand side of the decimal place. And this statement is false because they should be on the right hand side of the decimal point, then only they will be considered as significant. So you know that out of the two statements, one is correct and one is incorrect. So for that, the option will be the C option, that is the assertion is correct and the reason is incorrect statement. Right? Coming to the next question, assertion, a number 138.42 can be written as 1.3842 into 10 raised to power 2. You know that when the point moves towards the left hand side, the power becomes positive. Yes, the statement is true. Now the reasons comes is that in the scientific notation, a number is generally expressed as n into 10 raised to power n. Yes, this is correct. Where n is any number, we know that 1 से लेकर 9.9 तक हमारा कोई भी number हो सकता है, ये वाला n. And जो small n है, that is your exponent. This is also true. Now, if both the statements are true, then it could be either option number A, it could be either option number B. Now, how do we decide which of these two options are correct? to decide whether we have to choose A option or B option, what we have to add because in between, and then read both the statements as one statement. A number 138.42 can be written as 1.3842 into 10 raised to power 2 in scientific notation, because in scientific notation, a number is generally expressed in the form of n into 10 raised to power n, where n is a number between 1 to 9.9 and small n is exponents. Yes. The second statement basically is considered to be the reason of the first statement. Both the statements together form a sensible statement. So the option is A. Assertion and reason statement both are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Next question says that assertion statement, that is 1.231, has three significant figures. We automatically know that it has four significant figures, so this is a false statement. Reason says that all the numbers right to the decimal points are significant, which is of course true. And we know that if assertion is false and reason is true, then the option is D option, which is very easy to pick. And the last question is that equivalent weight of copper in CuO is 31.8 and Cu2O is 63.6. Now we know that the equivalent weight can be calculated as atomic weight upon my valency. Now in CuO, equivalent weight of copper in CuO, then the atomic weight is 63.3 and the valency is 2. So the answer is 31.8. This is copper in CuO. But if I have to calculate equivalent weight of copper in Cu2O, then how do we calculate? That is 63.6 into 2 whole divided by 2. It will cut out and the answer will be 63.6. So this statement is true, and the reason it is given that equivalent weight of the element, atomic weight of the element upon the valency. Of course, this is a formula that we have used. So now, considering that both the statements are correct, we will add because in between and then read it as a single statement. And after reading as a single statement, we consider that it is option number A. That is, the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. So the option is A. So this was the end for today's session. Hope it was useful for the upcoming exams. I will be coming with more such videos covering further topics of the same chapter. So thank you so much and take care.